Alright, for over a decade, the Aventador defined the scream of a Lamborghini V12. It was raw, it was untamed, and it was perfect. But Lamborghini just threw all that out the window. This is the Revuelto. And it's not just a new car, it's the most radical shift in Lamborghini's history. They took their sacred, screaming V12 and did the unthinkable, they hybridized it. So, does adding 3 electric motors and a battery pack create a better supercar, or does it kill the soul we all fell in love with? We drove it to find out, and what we discovered in the first 5 seconds will completely change what you think about the future of supercars. So, what exactly are we looking at? This is the Lamborghini Revuelto, the long-awaited, direct successor to the legendary Aventador. For over 60 years, Lamborghini has built its reputation on breathtaking, naturally aspirated V12 engines. That engine was the heart and the voice of every flagship they've ever made. But the world is changing, and for the first time ever, Lamborghini has plugged in. The Revuelto isn't just a new model, it's the first chapter in Lamborghini's hybrid future. It's designed for a new kind of supercar buyer, one who demands brutal performance but can no longer ignore the pressures of efficiency and technology. This launch is a monumental moment. It's the answer to a question every car enthusiast is asking: can a hybrid hypercar still deliver that raw, emotional thrill? In this review, we're going to tear back the layers on its wild new design, step inside its fighter jet cockpit, and most importantly, we're going to dissect that revolutionary powertrain. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll know if the Revuelto is a worthy heir to the throne, or if it's a compromise that loses the magic. Let's start with the shape. Lamborghini calls this a spaceship, and honestly, they're not wrong. Every line, every vent, is ripped straight from a Countach poster but launched into the future. The front is all sharp angles and Y-shaped LED daytime running lights. Move to the side, and the profile is pure aggression, with a massive side air intake that feeds the hungry V12 behind you. But the real party is at the back. Forget 4 exhaust pipes, the Revuelto has 6 arranged in a hexagon that looks like a jet engine. It's a design that doesn't just turn heads, it snaps them. And then you open the dihedral doors and step into what Lamborghini calls the pilot's cockpit. It feels less like a car and more like you're strapping into a fighter jet. Right in front of you is a fully digital, configurable 12.3-inch cluster. But the game changer is the central 8.4-inch vertical touchscreen, a first for a Lamborghini that controls everything from the climate to the drive modes. And just in case you needed more tech, there's a 9.1-inch screen for the passenger to see your speed and G-forces. They've swapped the old, dramatic flip-up toggle covers for a modern, but still incredibly cool, array of switches to select reverse, neutral, and drive. But let's talk about the heart of the beast, because this is where the magic and the controversy happens. Lamborghini kept its legendary 6.5-liter V12. But now, it's naturally aspirated, revs to a screaming 9,500 revolutions per minute, and makes 814 horsepower all on its own. Then, they added not 1, not 2, but 3 electric motors, 2 up front driving each wheel independently, and 1 integrated into the new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission. The total system output? A mind-bending 1,001 horsepower. The result? 0 to 60 miles per hour vanishes in a soul-crushing 2.4 seconds. It's not just fast, it's teleportation. The electric motors give you instant torque, filling in any gap the V12 had at low revs. And through a corner, the front axle torque vectoring makes it feel like it's on rails. It's a technical masterpiece. But it's not all perfect. With a battery, there's weight. And while Lamborghini has done an incredible job keeping it down, you can feel the mass in sudden direction changes. The steering is razor sharp, but it's not as organic as the old hydraulic systems. And that brings us to the biggest question of all, the sound. With the hybrid system, is that iconic, pure V12 scream still there? Or has it been diluted? And with all this insane, space-age technology, what is the price of admission to this new era? The number is even more shocking than the performance, but we'll get to that right after the break. This is it. The moment of truth. Forget the spec sheets and the tech deep dives. The real question is, what happens when you put your foot down? This isn't a quiet, sterile electric car. And it's not just a roaring V12. It's both, working in a brutal symphony. The electric motors punch you in the chest the instant you touch the pedal, no lag, no waiting for revs to build. Then, as the speed climbs, the natural aspiration of that V12 takes over, screaming to its 9,500 revolutions per minute redline in a way that feels even more urgent, more frantic than the Aventador. But the true turning point, the moment this car truly becomes a revolution, is in the corners. The torque vectoring from the front motors is witchcraft. It doesn't just grip, it actively pivots the car, pulling you out of a corner with a ferocity a rear-wheel drive car could only dream of. It feels telepathic. Like it's reading your mind and correcting your mistakes before you even make them. So, does it lose the soul? No. It redefines it. The raw, analog drama is gone, replaced by something more calculated, more intelligent, and frankly, more devastatingly effective. It's a supercomputer with a savage heart. It's better in almost every single measurable way. But that leaves us with one final, haunting question. In becoming a perfect machine, has it lost the flawed, emotional character that made us fall in love with Lamborghini in the first place? The answer to that is where things get really interesting. So, what's the final verdict? The Lamborghini Revuelto isn't just a new model, it's a new benchmark. It is, without a doubt, the most capable and technologically advanced supercar Lamborghini has ever built. Let's be clear about who this is for. If you're a collector who craves the raw, unfiltered, and sometimes unruly character of the old V12s, the Aventador will always hold a special place. But if you want to experience the absolute pinnacle of performance, a car that is faster, more agile, and more usable every day, then the Revuelto is not just an upgrade, it's a revelation. The pros are staggering: that earth-shattering 1001 horsepower, handling that defies physics, and a cabin that finally feels from this century. The cons? Its staggering price tag, well over $500,000, and a slight loss of that purely analog, mechanical soul. In the US market, this is a statement. It proves that hybrid technology isn't a compromise for the eco-conscious, it's a weapon for the ultra-performance enthusiast. This is the direction every supercar brand will now be forced to follow. The Revuelto doesn't just wear the Lamborghini badge, it redefines it for a new era. It's a breathtaking achievement. But what do you think? Does the future of supercars look exciting, or are we losing the raw soul that made them special in the first place? Let me know your take in the comments below. If you want to see more of the world's most insane machines, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. It really helps us out. Thanks for watching.